Hi guys, my name is Tamisha
And I'm Jerome.
and we are the Whitmores. Today we have a special treat for you guys. Hubby will be preparing pot roast in a crock pot for dinner tonight. And he's going to show you step by step how he does it.
It's a good meal to make whenever you're home by yourself, fellas. You're home by yourself, we'll make you a nice meal. It's something you can make while you're watching the game. If you start like in the morning and start making this meal, it'll be done by the time 1 o'clock, that 1 o'clock afternoon football game comes on. It's also a good meal when you're getting on your wife's nerves and she don't want to cook for your ass. So it's a good meal to make for you, just so you'll have it. Just watch the recipe, it's very simple, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
So, without further ado, we're going to hop right into that video.
Here's a 1 pound piece of roast beef. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this roast beef. I'm going to rinse it really well. You see I have my gloves on. I'm going to rinse it really well, and then I'm going to put it into some water. What I want to do when I put the water in here, I just want to cover up the roast beef, and then I'm going to add a little vinegar in there just to clean the roast beef. Okay. I placed the roast beef in the water, and what you do is you cover the roast beef. You cover that up with water just to make sure it's covered, because you want the apple cider vinegar. I'm going to put 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar, and that helps clean the meat deeply. And as you guys will see, the water's going to be, and you know when it's really clean, when the water is nice and clear. So 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar. You guys see that? I like to just press it down in there and make sure it gets under that water. You guys see that? You can see all the imperfect, the meat, the dirt on the meat coming off. That's what you want. You want that. You want that meat clean. And once you put the 2 capfuls of the apple cider vinegar in the water, you want to let this sit for at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes, let it sit, because what that apple cider vinegar does is it brings all the dirt out of the meat. You want it to come out. And then once it comes out of the meat, you'll see that. And then I'll come back after 5 minutes, and I'll show you guys how to rinse thoroughly. You have to rinse thoroughly. You have to scrub that meat. And you have to get all that apple cider vinegar and all that dirt off that meat before you proceed with the seasoning. I'll be back. If you look at this meat here, after soaking for 5 minutes in the apple cider vinegar, this is how it looks. Okay, after thoroughly rinsing the meat and rinsing the apple cider vinegar off the meat, and actually cleaning it and keep rinsing water and rinsing it and rinsing it, this is how it should look. See how clean that looks, that water? That's how you know you have clean meat. Now after rinsing the meat, you see how pink it looks. You see that? Then the next thing that I would like to do is change my gloves. You have to change your gloves, because the last gloves you had are dirty and contaminated. So you change your gloves. You want to take this meat out. Big, beautiful piece of meat. Look at that. Big, beautiful piece of meat. And you want to pat it dry. Empty my water. And you want to pat it dry with some good paper towel. Don't use that cheap paper towel, that store brand that you get for 99 cents or $1 from the supermarket. You want to use good paper towel, Brawny, Scott, like that, because the cheap paper towel breaks up and it doesn't soak up all the moisture. So you want to use good paper towel. And you want to pat this dry. You want to pat it dry. Very important. You want to pat that dry. Look at that. So you know you got a good piece of meat, because you see all the fat there located, all this. This is all flavor. If you see that, this is a good piece of meat here. All these right here, these lines here. This is where all the meat is, and all the goodness and freshness in the meat right here. So that's how you know you got a good piece of succulent meat right there. It's gonna go good when you're making your dish, because all the flavors are gonna come out into the crock pot, and it's gonna come out into the crock pot, and you're gonna be able to taste those flavors of this meat. So you want to make sure when you go to your butcher, your local supermarket, when you pick out a piece of meat or steak, you always want to make sure that they have them good lines. You know, your ribeye, porterhouse, whatever your flavor, whatever your twist. I'm more of a porterhouse person. My wife, she's more of a ribeye person, but it doesn't matter. Whatever your twist. You know, Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, whatever you want to use for a time. But TJ Rowe, it's up to you. It's your preference. But no matter what you choose, you want to make sure you get these lines here. Again, I'm looking at the meat here. You want to pack this dry. It has to be dry because you want your seasonings to take. See that? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, fellas, man, this is something that you can make on your own when the little lady is not home, or she got an attitude with you, she don't want to cook. Boy, you can do it by yourself. You can make this meal by yourself. For you, the kids, while you're watching the game. Because you know how women are. Sometimes they get their attitude, and then they don't want to cook. So you cook your own meal. Cook your own meal. See that? It's all done now. It's all dry, and it's ready for seasoning. I've changed my gloves, and what I'm going to do now is start seasoning the meat. Now, there's some of the seasons that we use. I use the Worcestershire sauce. Hope I pronounced that right. Worcestershire. I have my liquid smoke. I love this liquid smoke. I'm not a big fan of salt, but you have to use a little salt. I'm more than salt. I use this Red Rock's Hickory Smoke Seasoning. Look at that. Red Rock. You can pick this up at like a local seasoning store or a specialty store, but this is really good stuff here. I used my black pepper, and I really love black pepper. It's a spice. I use my black pepper here. I use smoked paprika. This little container here of smoked paprika is, I don't know why they charge so much money, but it's kind of expensive. What, $4 or $5? I asked my wife how much this costs, but smoked paprika goes on there. Right, complete seasoning right here. Look at that. See that? A little onion powder. Garlic powder. Help bring out a little more flavor. Now, once I put all that in at the end, when I go to the crock pot, I like to use the Chipotle Peppers. I'm going to show you guys, but look inside that. Look inside that pepper. Look inside that. Look at that. Let me show you guys how. Look at that pepper. Look at that. That right there. That pepper right there. This helps bring out the heat and the flavor of the meat and the whole dish right here. This puts it all together. Then you put this in the water. Little onion right here. It's from Lipton. Let me show you guys. Right here. Recipe secrets. And lastly, you want to add your minced garlic. This right here is going to go into the crock pot once you get all the ingredients in and the meat. Okay, now I'm going to start applying those seasonings that I spoke of. I'll start with the Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to put a generous, about a quarter cup, because you're going to rub that in. You put your liquid smoke. All you do is want to cover the meat with it. There's no set way to put it on. And what I like to do then, I rub it a little bit. Alright, and once I rub that, I have to change my gloves because I don't want to get on all the other seasonings. Alright, I'm adding my salt. Not too much salt. Just like I said, just want to cover the meat. Not too too much. A little bit of the Red Rock's hickory smoke seasoning. I like that smoky flavor. And you just want to cover the meat. See that? Smells excellent. Smells excellent. See, I cover it. Pepper. I'm a big pepper fan, but you put season on it to your liking. I'm cutting up this pepper. Look at that. Look at that. A little bit of smoked paprika. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Right there. The onion powder. Garlic powder. Now, you want to go ahead and rub it in on this side. See that? You want to get your hands in there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Get your hands into the meat. Get your hands into the dish. It's a good way, fellas, for letting your wife do this. You could tell her, get her hands in that meat. get her hands on that meat. And then what you do is, you rub it in. Yeah, you gotta rub it in there. You want to get all down into it because you want the seasons to be all into the middle of the meat. Get around the sides as well. See how that looks? That's all that flavor seasonings are into the meat. And you want to flip it. Flipping the meat over. You can smell it. It smells really delicious with the seasoning. I wish we had smell-o-vision, but you guys can smell how good all the seasonings are once you put it on the meat. It's really going to come out of the crock pot when you put it into the crock pot. Again, I'm applying a generous dose of Worcestershire sauce, a generous dose of my liquid smoke, salt, Red Rocks. I know you guys never heard of Red Rocks. Like I said, if you go to your local seasoning store or one of the specialty seasoning stores, they will have Red Rocks. In our area, we went to what I call Dagon Alley, but my wife has another name. I think it's Peddler's Village in Bucks County. I believe that's the right place. But I call it Dagon Alley because it looks like Dagon Alley. One day we're going to vlog that, let you guys see it. Maybe for this Christmas time, because there really be a lot of lights bright out up there. We're going to do that. Put my smoked paprika. Might be a really good idea to vlog Peddler's Village. Look at that. Look at that. Not gonna hurt enough. This is my onion seasoning. Ain't gonna hurt. This is my garlic powder. Of course, like I love my Pepsis, I love pepper. I'm gonna put a little extra dosage. Dose it up. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody I put all that pepper on the meat. Okay? Don't tell nobody. It's between us. Now, I'm gonna rub this all into the meat. I'm gonna get in there. Get in them crevices. You gotta get in there. Rub that all into the meat. Look at that. Look at that. It smells excellent. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I like to get it all. Look at that. I like to get them seasonings. See that? I like to get it all them seasonings. I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing back. Look at that. Look at that. I get all them seasonings out of the bowl. I want it all on the meat. Look at that. I'll show you guys this. Just want to see that. Look at that. That's a good piece of seasoned meat. That's a good piece of seasoned meat. When you get it like that on each side, look at that. That's how you know you did it right. If it's not like that, then you don't have it right. And you're probably saying, why did Jerome put so much meat, so much seasoning on the meat? Because some of the seasoning is going to come off. Some of the seasoning is going to come off. So you want to try to keep as much seasoning into the meat as possible to help bring out the dish. And you keep doing it. Get that bowl. Don't be afraid. There's no shame in your game. Don't have no shame in your game. Get that. Get that seasoning off of it. Get all that. This seasoning costs money. You're wasting seasoning. There's no money growing on trees outside. If you have money growing on your trees, let me know so I can come get some. So get that seasoning. Look at that. There you go. And that's done. I'm going to take the meat. Right there into the crock pot. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of water. 1 cup. See that? I like to pour it in a circle in the seasonings. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the minced garlic. 2 heaping tablespoons. Not heaping, but just enough. Look at that. You guys, right there. I like to distribute it like that. See that? It smells good. Smells excellent. Excellent. I'm gonna add 1 beef bouillon cube. See that? 1 beef bouillon cube. They package these up. Look at that. They package up a little thing right there. They packages that up like that. A little beef bouillon cube. Why make it so difficult? Drop that in. Just drop it in there. I'm gonna add my Chipotle pepper. Look at it, bring out a little heat, a little spice. You guys know how I feel about spiciness. You know what happens. I don't get a little spiciness. There, right there. The whole thing. Look at that. Look at that. You guys will see that. Look at that. Whole gun. It's all right. Throw that stuff in there. See that? Look at that. Show you guys how it looks. Look at that. It smells wonderful. Yeah. It's for the big dough. Look at that. It's for the big dough. Now I'm gonna add my whipped cream recipe. Get all that right there. Add all that. Then I'm going to mix it. Mix all that up. Look at that. See, you only want to use 1 cup of water because when you start adding all these extra ingredients, you add your potatoes, which we'll show you guys later on. You add all the seasonings with the peppers, it takes up space and it causes the water to rise. Because if you got a large crock pot, then you're okay. But if you got a regular size crock pot like we have, then you don't want to have too much water because not only will it dilute the seasoning, it could also overfill the crock pot, and that's something we don't want because it could cause one hell of a mess. You go to work, you come home, and you put too much water in here, and then the next thing you know, you come home, you see all the water all over the floor, crock pot, seasonings, everything all everywhere because you put too much water. So So you don't want to do that. If you look at the crock pot, if you look at this, you can see that I still have a lot of space. See that? From here to here. I got a lot of space. So I can add some potatoes, and I'm not worrying about, you know, the water boiling at 212 degrees, which we all know water boils at 212 degrees, and then come from here to here. I'm comfortable. I don't have to worry about this. Okay, after I put the meat in the crock pot, I added all the seasonings, I'm going to cut up my vegetables. What I have here, I have some peppers, which I have cut. I'm putting some whole carrots. I have some thyme, which put a fresh stalk, and also rosemary. And when you put the rosemary in, this will fall right off the stock. So just throw that in. Now I'm going to put the ingredients into the crock pot one at a time. Now, after I have placed the vegetables, the carrots, and everything else into the crock pot, I like to place this on high. Put my lid on, and I place that on high for 4 hours. 4 hours. Keep it on high. Don't keep coming in here, taking the lid off, letting the heat get out. Because if you do that, then the dish takes longer. And then it'll take 6 hours, and you're saying to yourself, what the hell is Jerome talking about? He said 4 hours. But I said 4 hours if you keep the lid on, keep it on high. Now, if you take the lid off in 6 hours, don't blame me. Now, keep that on high for 4 hours. And then we'll come back and I'll show you guys just how it looks. Stay tuned. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Again, as you see, I'm in my PJs. I have just finished the pot roast. It's been 4 hours. I'm going to show you guys so you see how it looks. Look at that. It smells wonderful. You got carrots. You guys can see. You got the peppers. See that meat? Nice and succulent. Look at that. Got the carrots in there. And also I prepared a little white rice just to go with it. Just to help so it could be a little more hearty. You know, it's a rainy night. As you guys see, I changed. I got my PJs on. You know, me and the wife and I, we got, you know, the candles burning in the bedroom. It's a rainy night. We're going to have a nice romantic evening. Watch a couple movies. Eat a little bit of this pot roast. And then, you know, we don't know where the night's going to take us, but we're going to find out. Out here, you know, it's perfect for the dish I prepared. It's a perfect night for it. It's really hearty. Okay, guys, looking at this meal here, what I like to do, I put a little bit of rice in the bowl. Some nice rice right here. Rough it up. Then I like to take a little bit of the dish. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the heat. See that steam coming up? Look at that. That's real sexy. That's really sexy. That's really sexy. Look at them carrots. Smell the peppers, the onions, smell it, everything. It just, oh God. Mm. What I'm talking about. Look at that right there. Look at that bowl. The bowl, all fresh goodness. Look at that. Got the steam coming from the bowl. The steam, look at that. This is a meal for a cold night right here. Cold night. Watch this. A little bit of the brisket. It's really hot. Look at that. Look at that steam. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Here I go. Taste the peppers, the rice, the carrots. Remember that the garlic we put in here? You taste a little bit of that. It helps with the flavor. Look at that. Jesus Christ. fellas, I'm not lying to you. I always told you guys, the Whitmores will never lie. This right here will get you ready for a long night of, you know what I'm saying? You sitting there with your wife or your woman, get you ready. Okay, now everything being said, I showed you guys a quick tutorial on how to make this pot roast, this beef roast here. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when the Whitmores make a video. Again, this is your own Whitmore for the Whitmores, and I'm signing out.